let's be brutally honest for a second. Most people have no idea what to do if a nuclear blast ever happened near them. They imagine a giant mushroom cloud, instant doom, and think, well, that's it, we're all gone. But here's the shocking reality. Depending on your distance and timing, surviving the initial blast might actually be the easy part. What gets people afterward is the fallout, and that's where this guide becomes your most valuable weapon. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, ULL have a survival plan that 99% of the population doesn't even know exists. Now, let us start by destroying the biggest myth, that if you see a nuclear explosion on the horizon, there's nothing you can do. In truth, you have precious minutes, sometimes even hours, to make decisions that literally determine if you live or die in the days that follow. Most casualties after a nuclear event aren't from the blast. They from radiation exposure and fallout. So what exactly is fallout? When a nuclear weapon detonates at or near ground level, it sucks up massive amounts of dirt and debris into the mushroom cloud. That material becomes radioactive and begins to fall back to Earth, sometimes drifting hundreds of miles. The danger peaks in the first 24 to 72 hours. That's your critical window to stay shielded. Now let's get practical. If you see a distant flash, even if it's miles away, you have to act immediately. Drop to the ground, cover your face, wait for the shockwave. Once it passes, you get up and move, but not outside. Your absolute priority is finding the best shelter you can. Basements, interior rooms, underground parking garages. The more dense material between you and the outside, the better. Let's break this down. The golden rule of nuclear fallout is simple: time, distance, and shielding. The longer you stay indoors, the more the radiation decays. Every hour that passes makes it less deadly. The further you are from where the fallout is landing, the lower your exposure. And the thicker the walls around you, the more protection you have. Think about it this way. Being in a basement or deep inside a concrete building can cut your radiation exposure by up to 90% or more. A wooden house, maybe 50%. In your car, practically no protection. That's why sheltering properly is everything. Now most people wonder, how long do I stay inside? Ideally, 72 hours. Those first 3 days are the most lethal. Radiation levels drop dramatically after that. If you can shelter in place for 2 weeks, your chances of surviving long-term jump massively. That's why preppers stock 2 weeks of food and water. It's not random, it's science. Let's talk supplies. You don't need an expensive bunker stocked with years of freeze-dried food to survive fallout. You need enough clean water, about 1 gallon per person per day. And food that doesn't require cooking. Radiation doesn't contaminate sealed cans or bottled water unless particles physically get inside, so keep your containers closed. If you're using stored water barrels, cover them. Next up, hygiene. Fallout dust is your real enemy. If you had to come in from outside, strip off outer clothing at the door, it removes up to 90% of contamination. Store those clothes in a sealed bag far from your living area. Wash your body thoroughly, especially hair, and don't track dust around your shelter. But let's go deeper. Most people completely forget about air filtration. If you're sealing up a room to wait it out, cover vents and cracks with plastic sheeting and duct tape. You're off trying to be airtight forever. Just minimize fallout, dust drifting in during the first critical days. After 48 to 72 hours, you can carefully increase ventilation. Now let's get into the psychology, because panic kills more people than radiation ever will. The news, social media, rumors, all of it will explode with terrifying images and misinformation. You have to stay calm and stick to the plan. Remind yourself that radiation falls off fast. After 7 hours, levels drop by 90%. Your biggest job is simply to wait it out. Let's talk about monitoring. Having a simple Geiger counter or a dosimeter IS&T just for hardcore preppers, it is a smart investment. It tells you when it's actually safe to leave your shelter. Even without one, local authorities will broadcast when it's safe. Keep a battery-powered or a hand-crank radio to stay updated. Now, if you live near a potential target, major cities, military bases, critical infrastructure, your best prep is knowing where your nearest heavy shelters are. Maybe it's a friend's basement, a nearby public building, or a storm shelter. You don't want to figure this out under a mushroom cloud. Think about long term. If fallout was heavy in your area, your garden soil might be contaminated. You'll want to wash produce thoroughly, peel root vegetables, and avoid fresh milk from local animal scrapings. It sounds grim, but again, most radiation decays rapidly. Let's zoom out. Why is this so important? Because history proves nuclear weapons have been used before, and accidents and escalations happen. Look at the current tensions worldwide. One mistake, one rogue actor, and suddenly your quiet town is part of a global crisis. Being the person who doesn't freeze, who knows what to do, who helps neighbors instead of waiting for help. That's the real prepper mindset. So to recap, recognize the flash, take immediate cover, find the deepest, most shielded spot possible, stay inside for at least 72 hours, handle clothing and dust carefully, keep informed with the radio above all, stay mentally locked in. That's how you survive nuclear fallout. Most people will be glued to their screens, paralyzed, hoping someone comes to rescue them. But you'll already be executing your plan. You'll know that after 3 days, the worst is behind you. And when you finally step back outside, you'll do it with the confidence that you prepared when everyone else hesitated. If you found this video valuable, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with friends and family. You might literally save lives. And drop a comment below. Do you have a fallout plan? What's your biggest concern? Let's build a smarter community together. Hit subscribe and stick with us, because when the next crisis hits, it's too late to start preparing.